Have you ever felt like you lost your flow after a break? You come back from a trip or even just some time away, and suddenly you're not sure. Do I step right back into my old rhythm? Do I push and produce even when I'm not feeling it? Or am I in a space inviting me to open to a new passage, a new way of moving, a shift? That's where I found myself after a recent trip to Norway. And what I discovered wasn't about productivity at all. It was about resonance, synchronicity, and presence. I'm Kathryn Gorham, founder of Purple Door Entrepreneur. And recently, I stumbled on a discovery that surprised me about the kind of clarity you can only find in the away space. Come along with me, and I'll share the story. Sometimes we need that space away. Whether it's a vacation, stepping back, taking some time off to see things differently, to touch awe, creativity, perspective we can't find when we're producing and doing, and constantly moving. That away space can open us to something bigger, a whole new level. But here's the tricky part. When you come back, that very same space can feel like a roadblock. The flow you had before doesn't return right away. There's friction. And in that friction, the thoughts creep in. Maybe I should just quit. Maybe I've lost it. Maybe I don't even want this anymore. The two energies, the away space and the workspace or creative space, are different, and bridging them can feel tricky or even knock you off track. I know those thoughts because I had them. And yet, that friction turned out not to be an ending, but a passage. A passage only because I was willing to question and to stay with the discomfort of re-entry. Before I left for Norway, I had built myself a cushion. I scheduled my videos and shorts and social posts all the way through the end of August, giving myself a full 2 weeks after returning to ease back from vacation into creation and productivity. That space meant I could travel, enjoy, and come back without pressure. When I returned, I could create from a calmer rhythm, a flow that was actually a little bit ahead of schedule. I believed I had set myself up for more ease. I was open to letting things flow. Off I went to experience 12 days of awe. Waterfalls, wide skies, mountains, fjords, endless moments of wonder. Planes, trains, automobiles, and even ferries. Riding boats through the fjords, watching waterfalls cascade down sheer cliffs, and more waterfalls at every turn. So many I lost count. We dined on scrumptious dishes of fresh local fish. We wandered through architecture and sculpture that stunned the senses, some dating back to the Middle Ages. We tried floating saunas on the fjords with cold plunges into 42-degree water. It was wonder after wonder, opening me to ease, to awe, to the whole new kind of flow. But when I came home, I expected to slide right back into rhythm. I had prepared the space for that, and yet I felt friction. I felt resistance. It wasn't like standing at a crossroads with a clear choice. It was more like being pulled apart. A fear that wouldn't be able to jump back in. A judgment about why it didn't just easily happen. And not even knowing why I resisted. One part of me whispered, coast a little longer, plan the next trip, hold on to that vacation ease. Another voice urged, no, buckle down, get back to producing, keep the momentum. And still another part of me tugged. Maybe this is an invitation. Not more of the same, not endless doing, not even coasting, but a new passage, a different way of moving forward. I could sense it, I could almost taste it, but I couldn't land that. And then, in that struggle for clarity and direction, momentary doubts crept in. Not steady thoughts, but flickers. Maybe I should quit. Maybe I've lost it. Maybe I don't even want this anymore. It would have been easy to mistake that friction as an ending. But I sensed it wasn't. It was something deeper. Not comfortable, yet undeniably present. After some days of sitting with it, judging myself for not getting going sooner, I realized this wasn't the end of the flow. It was the edge of the flow. And right there in that edge, the synchronicities began to show up. One came through my coach. I told her I wanted to bring that energy of Norway into my work. And she said, you don't bring it, you choose it. That stopped me, because what I realized is that vacation energy and service energy aren't the same. One recharges you, the other pours you out. But the bridge between them is choice. Choice to serve, not because you have to, but because you get to. Choice to bring awe into the middle of your service. And just as important, choice not to do. Like laundry, you can choose to do the laundry, or choose to leave it, or do it joyfully later on at night. But always choosing from alignment and joy. Not from a place of should or have to. When every action becomes a choice, not a burden, that's flow. That's the difference. And then another synchronicity arrived the next day. I opened an email, one that I normally would have skipped over, but something drew me to it. Inside was a story about a mysterious orb called the Booga Sphere. It's a seamless metallic orb that literally fell from the sky after hitting a high tension wire in Booga, Colombia. And so far, the only reaction from the sphere that scientists have been able to get is they learned that it would respond to sacred mantras that were spoken to it. Not just any sound, they were ancient sounds, Sanskrit mantras. The sphere literally reacted with heat, vibration, and energy. And that hit me like a lightning bolt, because it revealed a truth that I've been sharing in my own teachings. Our words, our sound, our intention, they're not just expressions. They carry frequency. They resonate. They can awaken, connect, and create unexpected results. And here was a beautiful, mystical, physical demonstration of exactly that. When we as conscious entrepreneurs choose the words we speak and the intentions we hold, they ripple out into the field and they call in the very souls we are here to serve. So, if you have ever felt a friction after a pause, coming back from a trip, or even just a little time away, and you wonder if you've lost your flow, remember this: it is not the end of the flow, it is the edge of the flow. And that edge isn't here to stop you. It's here to invite you to choose, to listen, to let resonance guide your next step. Because whether you're serving, resting, creating, or even doing the laundry, every moment can be a choice made from joy, alignment, and freedom. That's the real flow. That's what carries you, and that's what will carry your work into the lives of those you're here to serve. So I'd love to hear from you. Where are you right now? Are you in production, in pause, in the tug of struggle, or in the synchronicities? Share with me in the comments below. Because whichever stepping stone you're standing on right now, it's part of the flow. How can I help you? I'm Kathryn Gorham. Connect with me. Go to purpledoorentrepreneur.com.